Welcome with my brain, welcome with my heart, welcome with my energy. Welcome. Welcome to virtual and physical natural balance masterclass. My name is Neal. Now, Neal's my name, but Neal is not who I am. Welcome, Adam. You're welcome. Who am I? I am a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being that's expressing through a human body. And everything I've spoken, I've communicated using language. And language is something that is reality, but it isn't truth. And with saying or with communicating, with articulating, as being a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being expressing through a human body, there's a thing that's pointing towards, but the words themselves aren't that. And those words are something that I can literally write that on a plaque or on a piece of paper, and I can put that on my mirror, and I can look at those words, and they can represent something, but the words themselves aren't what they're representing. So there's this place beyond language that we have access to, and from that place, there's an opportunity to use language consciously. And if we're just in language, thinking that language is the thing that is like what is the truth, then there's a key component that is being left out, which is this place that is beyond the language, that we can literally come from that place. And that place beyond language, I'll call it God, or I'll call it love, or I'll call it source. I can call it infinite connection. These are all language terms. And none of those words encapsulate the entirety of what I'm speaking to or where I'm speaking from. But they're all useful in pointing towards what's available and accessible right here, right now, in this moment. So there's an opportunity here. And the opportunity is to come from something, to come from being whole and complete, not by disregarding or discarding the parts of us that we have a perception of that aren't complete, but to fully embrace those incompletions, to fully embrace those imperfections, to accept them and receive that that's not who we are, and to come from a place of acceptance of those imperfections is to come from a place that is surrendered, that is a location that exists beyond those imperfections. And that's available here. That's available now. And so how to be here, how to be now. Right now in this portion of the masterclass, this is a feminine portion of the masterclass where I invite, if you want to share, you can literally grab a microphone and share. If you want to share, you can raise your hand and share after being acknowledged. If you want to share, you can interrupt. I invite interruptions. Um, Interruption is another term in language that I don't believe actually exists. I believe we create the perception of an interruption being. What I believe exists is synchronicity. And so in this feminine portion of the master class, this is a embracing of that synchronicity and of that perfection. And a transcendence of a perceived interruption to embrace the interconnectivity of what is. And that is a vibration, and the vibration is specifically a vibration of where I'm speaking from is a vibration of acceptance, and it's a vibration of gratitude, and it's a vibration of love, and it's a vibration of synchronicity. And I'll pause there.
I see how my ego does not want me to be in this village at all, and does not want to speak to itself or point itself out or share with like there's like 2 or 3 people at this point in the village that I've had an interest in being real with, and for the most part I haven't wanted to have anything but, I guess, staged conversations with just about everybody here. Even today I was supposed to meet with Chris and Tammy, and I didn't want to. That might be for a different reason, in a sense. Like, but yeah, haven't felt like being real or revealing myself to people. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Enjoyed your whistle last night. That's what brought me here today. Commitment, which I'm very slowly knocking at, which is to go to everybody's master classes.
So, with vibration, commitment carries a vibration, and it's a vibration that is transcendent of anger, and like, why am I speaking to vibration? Well, I'm speaking to vibration because like where we're vibrating at is a determining factor of our experience of reality. And I'm specifically speaking to the experience. And I am responsible for where I'm vibrating at and where I'm coming from. And where I'm coming from is from a place of commitment. And like literally when I don't have like a focus, or I feel like when I feel like I don't know what the next step is, or when I feel like I don't know what to say, or when I feel like I don't know how to be, what I have is commitment. And what I'm committed to is listening and speaking from love. And I hold love synonymous with God. And so I'm committed to listening and speaking from God. And I'm committed to full authenticity. So when that's not happening, not seeing when I'm not listening and speaking from love, I'm committed to not seeing that as being a problem, but just acknowledging that it's present and accepting that. And in that acceptance of what is, that is this authenticity part. And there's levels of fuck it, and in the same manner, there's levels of authenticity. Uh, the fuck it, I also see as a controlled surrender, and so when I surrender, there is a degree of there's a vibing up. There's a through it. It sounds so counterintuitive, but through surrender, that's my access to higher states of being, and it is surrendering my need to control, and it's surrendering my perception, and it's surrendering my expectation, and it's surrendering my opinion, and it's surrendering my truth, and when these things are let go of, there's like this opening, and this opening, that is when I step into acceptance. And then there's this other layer of after the acceptance, like literally appreciation, gratitude, and this gratitude is what I focus on to direct, like literally I can use questions to direct my focus on what I'm grateful for, like this, like what am I grateful for right now? But I also don't need those questions. I can literally be grateful for something without a question and just express gratitude and pour gratitude into something and then have gratitude be reciprocated. And I'm speaking to this because it is directly related to what I'm committed to, and is directly related to my operating system of how I literally operate, of how I function in the perception of a third dimensional reality, while actually not needing to fully be in the identity of that third dimension and being able to fully function within it. Uh, what are you hearing, or what are you feeling?
I heard you say surrender is how you vibe up by surrendering your perspective and opinions and views and all kinds of stuff. It's how you vibe up, and it's also, you went on to say something about how it's how you operate. It's your operating. I think I'm getting that part wrong. Your operating system. Um, I don't know. All the energy just drained out of me. I was passing out. A visual of what you were sharing and how I had basically what came out of your mouth like came into my visual space like 5 seconds, and then you were sharing afterwards on what I was seeing. And then my energy drained out and I passed out. I went unconscious there. Which is kind of what's happening for me a lot recently. I'm just like, if you don't see me, I'm sleeping a lot and just disconnecting from everything. I like honestly don't like. Yeah, I haven't been feeling very optimistic or positive or engaged or connected or.
What do you think is like a reason or a function of that disconnection and that disengagement?
Well, I mean, what you shared at the breakfast table this morning about like not having personal responsibility and the Holy Spirit doing it all for me, like that feels true. Like I feel like I went too far down that pathway with the Holy Spirit. To be honest, I kind of feel like the Holy Spirit is my displaced masculine energy. It's a little more complicated to map out and explain, but I feel like
I would love to hear it.
I just feel like my intuition has disappeared, and then it's like, wow, that's a big ass farm.
Thank you. So that was a fish worm. What do you got now? So what do you think is the reason for that, like unattachment and disconnection? And you mentioned like a displacement of like masculine energy
Or just intuition.
or intuition. Can you elaborate and go more into that, or are you willing to?
For me, the Holy Spirit is a location of authority in the village, other than just John, in a form that's palatable to John.
Okay.
Showed up in a form that he can, is palatable, is acceptable.
How does that relate to Adam?
Because I'm not an acceptable form of location of alternative view and disagreement. That's how. And what I would want to be bringing that isn't acceptable would be a balancing of the structure here towards more healing. And that's what Chris and Tammy in particular are bringing. I feel like it's some of that energy is and that's me. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm pretty sure if I were to ask Tammy, she would shake her head no, because there are certain things I've asked her that hone in on a level of reality that I've perceived for years that she hasn't resonated with or said like no to. Like, I'm aware of energetic ties with people here, and that, has not been, I just think it's overflow of energy. It's like an overflow of life force energy that found a channel that was acceptable. In a sense, in a sense, it's that simple. I can't say, am I telling you that as the voice of God? No, but that's how I experienced it from when it started and how I've been experiencing it. And, I mean, intuition is, I think we all have our intuition, and I feel like mine, I just like through the recent period have handed, like, I began to put way too much faith that channel is going to solve, like when you've said people are leaning too much on it and not having personal responsibility, I feel like I'm actually the person in the village who potentially is the furthest down that pathway of anyone. I might be wrong, but I might not. Definitely on the far end of it, because I haven't been doing breakthroughs or other work at the village. I haven't been doing table work. I haven't been speaking to my ego. I haven't been doing breakthroughs, I said, or going to the VLP. Even when I go to the VLP, I don't even understand what the format is, because I'm confused when I go into that class, because I'm like, some people just get up and share whatever they want, and some people are sharing about the word specifically. And in the past, when I share whatever I want, I feel shut down, and I'm just like, I don't know if I just feel, on the one hand, like I'm sort of like between a rock and a hard place. On the one hand, I feel like in this desperate location, and so I've been going to the Holy Spirit. And on the other hand, I feel shut down and angry externally, and internally I feel like desperate and like closed off. It's like just been like a hellish location for a while. I have no idea what the VLP format is. Then I, go to message, and the last time I went, Kirk spoke for like 90 minutes out of 2 hours, like straight, and I'm just like, am I part of this? Am I here and being included? So, I don't know. I'm just like irritated about like the whole fucking thing. But no one's actually interested in what I'm saying, is the way it seems. And so, by extension, I'm not interested in what anybody else is saying, which, is not helping me personally, but I'm like, why would I do it any differently? So, why do I want to be here and submit to, and then, I mean, to be honest, I had a conversation with John today, and it felt disingenuous. I said, I experience him as being just as certain about God. It's just that then he'll say, well, I'm not sure, but I'm telling you I'm better at this than anybody I've ever met. I'm the best at listening to God there ever is. So it's like, he's not sure, but why is he giving me a sales pitch around why he says he's not sure, but he's working the sales pitch to make me unsure. It feels like he's instilling doubt in my mind about if I have any doubts that would think about, well, maybe it's not God then. I'm supposed to let go of my doubts and put my faith in him, even though he's saying, it's like I've experienced him as being more certain about God coming through him than Tammy in the way she speaks about the Holy Spirit. So I just feel it's like I don't know. I'm like, what's like? I'm very like, there's not a day that goes by that I don't just think about packing up my stuff and leaving and moving on. I mean, it's been like months like that. And in my worst moments, I feel more desperate than that. So I don't think I should go see the Holy Spirit anymore. I don't think that that's the channel for me. And if that is my overflow energy, then they can't have it anymore. I renounce any contract. If I'm contributing to that, I renounce that contract. And if I'm contributing to John, I renounce that too. But I don't think I am. I just think I'm just not just don't like being in a, I don't like being in a unipolar world.
Can you elaborate on unipolar? Like, I hear what you're saying. Like, I've received what you spoke.
I know you
But
already
like
know all
the
this stuff.
unipolar, I'm like not entirely clear on.
I don't know. It's just, I am the genius of myself. I'm not here as a derivative function of other people. I'm not here to be a derivative function of other people. And I don't appreciate, yeah, I mean, I might just not appreciate the type of awakening on offer here. I might not really sincerely appreciate it or want to give appreciation to it. I don't, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might just, I don't know. It's
Well,
like, I don't,
with the uni, like I'm receiving this, but with the uni, like it's like what you just spoke to. What I heard was like a lack of appreciation of potentially what's available here in you. But like my question is like, what's this unipolar thing that you're seeing that's potentially like functioning? Maybe dysfunctioning. Maybe actually it isn't functioning, but it's being portrayed as functioning. But my question is, what is that thing? Like I'm not clear on what unipolar is.
well, I guess what I'm saying is like, I'm used to relating to where you're a whole world, I'm a whole world. And
And that's the uni part, or what?
no, that would be like multiple, I don't know, like that would be more like, it's not bipolar, that's not what I mean, by like the way that word sounds, or
Yes.
it's just like multiple points of consciousness. And
And then so this is just what I'm getting. So then with unipolar, it's like, it's merged points of consciousness. Is that the distinction?
yeah.
And so then the question I have is, all right, so who am I in a shared field? Like where is the uniqueness? Where is the world? Where is the expression of Neal in a collective consciousness?
I mean, it's so obvious to anybody else at a table as Neal is speaking where that is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm making my case or arguing against it. I'm not even sure, but I'm not even trying to. It's just, I don't know. I want to, I guess what it is it's not about where's Neal or where's Adam or where are our voices transmitting from, even though we could get into all sorts of trippy questions about that. It's like, does Neal have a way of seeing the world, and am I interested in the way Neal sees the world? Does David have a way of seeing the world, and am I interested in that? Does Adam have one? Something in this place, or the way I'm holding it,
Yeah, let that rip, whatever that is.
like, I don't want to see how John holds the world, because I don't feel like he wants to see how I hold the world. It's like everything becomes a function of, this is how I'm relating to it. It's like everything becomes a function of, I don't know, man. I mean, I know I've shared all this with you in times past. It's just, I feel like I'm just feeding feel like I'm feeding something that doesn't, I don't,
Where,
I don't know how to get, if I'm going to feed this thing, I don't know how, I feel like I don't, at present, I don't know how to navigate it and operate in it in a way that's reciprocal. I'm either surrendering myself, my energy, and feel drained, or I'm defending my energy and I'm like adversarial. I'm just going back and forth between those two positions.
between drained and adversarial. So those are locations where, for Adam, that's where you're coming from. Like, is this accurate?
Well, I mean, I don't even know. I feel like where I'm coming from is not, is just, my world inside of this has been getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm just like retracting further and further from most everyone.
Where are you coming from?
Fear. I mean, if that's a location.
Well, I'm not looking for a location per se. I'm looking for a commitment. I'm looking for a foundation. I'm looking for something.
My only foundation is take care of myself. That's what honestly feels true, is I need to take care of myself.
And
That's where I've been coming from.
that's what I call that is that's what is present currently, but I assert that there's something deeper of where you're coming from, and I think that deeper thing, potentially, like, take this or leave it or do with it what you want, I think that location is fear, which is why you would need to take care of yourself from a perception that you're not already taken care of. Does this resonate at all, or am I way off? Like, the perception that you're not taken care of has you wanting to take care of yourself.
Yeah. No, that feels true.
And in addition, what I acknowledge is like this longing for, and I'm letting it rip based on what I'm feeling and seeing, is this longing for safety and for a foundation, for like, and for that safety to be internal but also be reciprocated. Am I like way off, or am I like?
No, you're not way off. And I've thought about at times like making this my safe place, and and then I'm like, what are you talking about, Adam? Like, I'm not looking forward to remember. I felt exhausted after the other 3 remembers I went to. So I'm like there's a part of me big time that wants to surrender and let this place be some safe space for me. And like, I'm currently living here so shut down and so frustrated about when I have tried to, like, some people, it's weird, man. It's just like the rules are different for everybody here. I don't know. I felt shut down around sharing stuff at the table, and then I see other people who share liberally, and it's like, share away. So, I mean, I know I'm creating this, but at the same time, I'm like, why be where I'm not wanted? Why be where I'm not? I mean, I'm creating that, and it's getting worse and worse every single day, and for the most part. And I don't, but it's like I don't like the way I feel around here, and I didn't even like it a lot of ways when I was here last year, and when I came back here, I haven't. It's like, so I'm actually here. I don't have any vision anymore of what like heaven on earth is. Like David and I both went through some hellish shit, but I don't. On the other side of mine, I lost my vision, and so I feel like I am like, it is like fractured into, like John says, and it's splintered. So this place feels to me, I feel half the time like I'm here, like I'm like a moth to a flame. Like it's not. It's like a burning flame. Like, and I just feel split and contorted inside and unclear, like whether I'm here. I'm honestly here because I feel like I'm here more out of fear of the world than I am out of like love for what's going on in here. But I don't
Amazing.
know. I don't know. I'm just putting words out. I'm not even
Yes.
sure what the fuck I feel.
The amazing thing in that, what I see is amazing is like acknowledging, like, all right, this, like, I get that you're saying like this is just what you're speaking. You don't even know if it's the truth,
I don't.
but I would and do assert that there's more truth in what you just said than maybe you're willing to look at, and or even acknowledge as being reality. Maybe not the truth, but reality that, hey, like, I'm like, there's a reason that I'm at this specific location, and that reason is from a resistance of like this, of the matrix, literally, like the matrix being the government system, the school system, the programmings from our parents and siblings and friends and cousins. And
It's not that. It's actually just, it's actually something different. It's that I feel exhausted and I've started over a bunch of times in life. And so I just feel tired and drained from that. I'm not I don't know. Like,
and so, all right, so, and
I don't have the same idealization of like what it's going to be like. We're going to get rid of the money system, or we're going to be growing all our food. Like, there's going to be just as much people screaming at each other at Grace 2 as there is out in fucking Nosara. Like, I don't have that. I mean, either I'm too jaded or too cynical, or I'm too wise and discerning, and I don't know. But I don't really have some vision of the heaven thing anymore. I just think maybe that's I've lost that in myself. So it's not the matrix as a whole. It's just, yeah.
why are you creating feeling drained?
I don't know, it's some kind of like a protest, and it's like probably from a it's like a protest or a martyr or something like that. It's like masochistic,
I'm not familiar with masochistic.
like self-harming.
Mm. And and the do you feel like I'm just gonna speak for like Neal right now. So when I self-harm, like, and like I still do this occasionally, but it's like it's controlling how like how I die. It's like this fear of death, to where I'll be like I'll self harm and then be like, oh, like I can control how I die and have it be a more pleasurable experience than if I just surrender, because then I don't know how that transition is going to happen. And so I say that to speak to, like, right now there's an opportunity, like not yesterday, not tomorrow, not 5 minutes from now, like literally right now there's an opportunity. And that opportunity that I see that is available is an opportunity for me to open up, and it's for me to come from what I'm committed to. And what I'm hearing when you're communicating, Adam, is this, like, ideas of what you're committed to, but not an entirely clear commitment. And what I think this generates is, and this is the responsibility thing, that, like, we're either being responsible for co-creating our lives, or we are being responsible for letting go and having other people create our lives. And in the second example, it's a clear example of most of the matrix, where most people are committed to fear, and they're committed to consumerism, and they're committed to instant gratification, mostly unconsciously. And in doing so, they let go and have somebody else run their energy, their overflow, their life force energy, and run it in such a way that they feel safe, because they feel that somebody else has got the reins, and that if they were to take the reins, that's like the biggest unsafe thing that somebody could do, because it involves being the one driving. And with being the one driving, there's a likelihood of being persecuted. There's a likelihood of getting your head chopped off. There's a likelihood of getting shut down. But the people that are doing the shutting down, the people that are doing the persecuting, the people that are chopping the head off, those are the people that would love to be responsible for their lives, and they see that you're driving, that you're actually being responsible, and the only option that they think they have is to have you be, in their perception, either gone or subdued, so that now they feel in control of you. And in doing so, they feel a level of it's control, but they have the perception of power. And so there's a there's this huge unsafety in actually being responsible. And it's a perception of unsafety. It's actually available. It actually is safe. And I'm a powerful creator, and you're a powerful creator, and you watching this, you're a powerful creator. And I'm a powerful creator, and I love saying that when things are going great. And I don't like saying that when things are going like shit. And this is the unsafe part of it. When things are going like shit, standing up and being a powerful creator and acknowledging that I'm responsible for what's occurring.
Seeing my mom and myself, where she would like I'm recreating her. So if she was angry at somebody, like she was angry at stuff my grandfather did when she was a little girl, and like 40 years later, 50 years later, she's still holding on to it, like repeating it like a mantra multiple times a year. We'd be driving down to Florida on the way to go see him, and she'd be telling all the stories of what happened. But like, she wouldn't just tell it, she'd tell it every time we drove down, but then on the drive down itself, she'd be repeating it. She'd like repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And I feel like, so like Kirk like cut me off at the table a couple of times, and I'm still living in my spite and anger about that. Like all the grievances I've built up with certain individuals in the village, they're just like all sitting there like a mountain. And it's like, then once I feel all that, I feel like there's no way to work through it, or no choice. Like I can't kill them, so I'll just like kill myself or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it feels. It's like, I don't know why my brain is making that the logical decision or whatever, but like, yeah, that's like why I'm draining my life force energy, because I don't want to connect with them. Like I'm like out of spite. I'm like, I don't want to fucking connect with y'all. Y'all, I don't like the way y'all treat me. I don't like I don't like the way you treat me. I don't like the way I see you treat other people. That's how I feel, and so I don't want to connect with them. Period. And yeah, I'm just like, instead, like, I guess doing to myself, like instead, I don't know. I mean, all this sounds perfectly logical to me. I don't really feel connected to what I'm saying, but it feels logical. I don't know if it's even.
It's definitely not the truth, but I think it's reality. I think it's real. I think it's tangible and actual experience.
Well, there's this other part of me that wants to open up and be connected to Kirk and be connected to John, and
That part is the true part that is beyond the real part. It's beyond the expectation of how you need them to show up or how you need to show up for them. Like, the truth is, you're already connected to John and Kirk. And in reality, the experience is that they need to do these actions for me to be connected, and I need to do this action for me to be connected. And that's real. Like that's actually real. But it isn't true. And this is like the conversation of vibration, where it's like How do I go from reality to the truth? And am I actually committed to that? Or is it some idea that sounds like a fun idea?
Well, I mean, that's part of my problem is I don't trust it. Because, like, well, John will be like, I'm in peace, love, and joy. And I'm like, I don't know, peace. They don't look joyous. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, so I'm always taking what is, quote, the level of true or eternal or the absolute. Like, it's always like, I mean, so this, now I'm saying this out loud. I realize this is stupid. It's because the only place to, it's like, it just feels like a manipulation. I receive it as a manipulation. It's like, you let go, you release, you surrender to me because I'm in peace, love, and joy. And I'm like, really? And that's kind of where I actually feel Kirk more in grace and love and peace than I do John personally. I feel John in deeper surrender, I guess. But then at times it seems like I'm being invited into surrender, and other times it feels like it's like, well, you can do. It just feels like manipulation or something. I don't know. I don't want to do it because I don't want to do it because you're. I probably 10 times more don't want to do it when I feel like I'm being manipulated. Actually, I hadn't really seen that, but. But as far as, yeah, am I committed to, so you were asking the question, this is where it comes from, a commitment. Are you committed to the getting to your true self, like back to your true
Yes.
self? I think that's what you were asking. You asked another, it was 2 commitments, but I don't remember the other one. Are you committed to coming back to your true self over and over?
You're asking me now? For me, it's not a over and over. For me, it's a one-time commitment.
I mean, if you forget it, then you're committed. So you've committed once, so then you're going to keep coming back to it, no matter what happens when you
Yes.
miss the mark or whatever. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I was much more my true self when I was last in the village. I was inspired. I wanted to play pea sticks with everyone and do improv. I was doing improv outside of the village and undo karaoke, and it's been reflected to me that some people liked me less. They're like, "Oh, we prefer you like this." Like, I'm like, then you don't want me. You don't want my fun. You don't want my play. You don't want. I don't know. It's weird to me. I was way more in my heart when I was here last. I was much more interested in meeting other people there and, I don't know, more open. So, but
What changed from then to now?
I don't know. I came back to Costa Rica and I felt one way, and then I was nearby during remember, I wasn't here. The last one I was here, the one before that, I was just local, and I felt so drained as it was happening. I wasn't here. I was at Shala Sol, and I felt myself draining out. And then one day it was like, you got to get your stuff and I don't know what had me decide. Like, honestly, I don't know what changed. The last time I was here, I didn't care what John and Kirk thought. I was just doing what I wanted to do and bringing people into fun and play that through that. And now through the reflections I've got, I feel shut down. I've shut down and don't feel like there's desire to hear what I have to say, or I'll say something and I'm being told what it is or what I'm coming from, and it's like, are you going to even let me speak, or do I have to be adversarial in this moment? And
Is it because of now caring what other people think?
yeah, I let other people's perceptions of me get into my head.
How do you go from caring what other people think to one step on the ladder of fuck it? And in this case, the fuck it is the caring what other people think. And my question isn't completely, my question's how do you take a step?
I don't even, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to, now I don't want to give my gifts or play. It's like took the kites out of my sail, wind out of my kite. Like, and like the worst moment was after Last Remember, where I ended up doing improv with this guy after I didn't even want to do it, and then afterwards I was like, I didn't like that at all, because I did it because I don't. Feels like John is so in my head, experiencing him like being in my fucking head, like inside of my skull right now.
Oh. Do you want to share more or answer my question, or do you want to leave that for now?
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't. The joy has gone out of it. Like I don't want to. It's not fuck it, but like in terms of play and engage, like I've lost my interest. Like I lost my interest in doing pea sticks here. I lost my interest in doing improv here, karaoke here. And maybe I must have been, I don't know, like I don't know what anyone would say or what happened inside of me for that to come back. Like it just doesn't, I don't know, I lost my interest in it. But I've kind of just lost my interest in like most things recently. Like I just feel apathetic. That's where I'm coming from, is like strong apathy, depression, anxiety, anger.
Is this recent, or like what's the time frame on this? Is this like, this feels new actually for me. Like I haven't been experiencing you as this. So like
It's been in like
for me it's
severely like this for about 2 months.
yeah,
And then
for me
before,
this is like, this maybe in the last week like I may have picked up on this, but for what you're sharing too right now, like this is like brand new. I'm like actually genuinely surprised. So but you're saying it's been like a 2-month thing.
yeah, I mean, actually, I felt pretty shitty the whole time I've been back at the village.
Wow.
After the first week, I packed up and I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave. Like I've had this, I mean, maybe I've just been split, but I've had this impulse to not be here and to be here all at once. Like,
Okay. I'm gonna pause, Adam. We're gonna transition into masculine form space, which is a form of giving an offer, which I'm going to assume that you're probably not interested in giving an offer. Is my assumption accurate? Or do you have an offer that you want to present in this place? Oh, dang, my assumption was off. What? All right. Okay. So we'll have 2 minutes for an offer. 2 minutes each for every participant that's here. A 2-minute offer. So feel into your heart. Feel into something that if you are to offer this thing and somebody accepts this offer, that literally just in the accepting of the offer, their reality can literally change, and it's like a next step in their growth and in their contribution to themselves and to other people. And have it be complete so that somebody can actually receive it. And with that, welcome, Adam. Oh, you're asking if I want to go first? I would love to go first. So my offer, this is an offer specifically for leaders and event facilitators that you've been growing, you've been expanding, but you're at a point where it's a plateau. It's like this flattening out of your growth, and it's not that you've lost what you've grown into, it's that you don't know what the next step is. You don't know, like, literally in what direction to go. And so if that's you, this offer is for you. And the event name is called the Up Level Ceremony, and this event is a 7-day event that in the first 5 days of this event, it's a food fast. And during that 5 days, we're also not communicating. And included is 2 hours of meditation, or 6 hours of meditation, split into 2-hour windows every single day of those first 5 days. And what you can expect is to, like, literally clean out your digestive system, creating cleanliness inside your body. This affects your brain. This affects your emotions, and then coming out of this fast on January 1st, 2025. We'll be eating fresh fruits and vegetables like papayas, like Okinawa spinach, like watermelon, like mangoes, and refueling, re-informing our body with organic information, and going into 2025 with radiance, with glow, with a newfound direction and expression in life. The dates of this event are December 27th. That's the start date. The end date is January 2nd, 2025. And the minimum donation to attend is $333. That'll secure your spot. And once you make that donation, you and I will have a conversation and see what, go more into details of what it looks like for you to be there. The location is in the mountains on Earthquake and Grace 2 property in rural Costa Rica. So that's my offer. All this information is going to be in the description. Adam, welcome. You have 2 minutes. Feel into your heart and let it rip.
Okay, I have 2 offers to make tonight. They're both pay what you will. The first is a strategy session. So if you have a project you'd like to bring to fruition, you'd like to map out the elements connected to that and create a strategy and a going forward way to bring it to fruition. I'm particularly good at kicking the tires, meaning looking for, well, there's two sides to any vision. There's the inspiration, and that's the whiteboarding part of the strategy session, just going into the vision side. And then there's the other side, which is looking at potential pitfalls. So that would be a 50-minute strategy session that if anyone's in need or desire, I'm available for. And the other thing I'm available for would be a listening and reflecting. So I would, in that scenario, I would just listen and mirror back to you what you said. No advice, no advising, no coaching, no helping, no assisting. Just listening and mirroring back so that you or someone could hear themselves and integrate that for themselves. It's a really, well, it's called mirroring. So that's another offer.
Amazing. So all that information, do you have like email, or how do people connect with you to?
I'm in all of the chats, all of the village chats. So village visitors, remember, Mighty Networks, Grace One.
Copy.
So if anyone's looking for me,
Yeah, so I'll put,
the only Adam.
copy. So I'll put a link to Earthwaking Virtual Village in the description, and then somebody can receive your offer on there. And with that, I love you, I honor you, thank you for being here. You're welcome. And where your focus goes, energy flows. And my question to you is, what are you focusing on? And with that, peace.